Welcome back, everybody, to the Storytime Network, where we are playing some more, hopefully, non-traumatizing, relaxing D&D. I'm, of course, your resident, perpetually exhausted Brit Mill. Joining me are my fellow players Jack,
Hello there.
Gen,
I'm actually tired.
and Dylan.
Why is the music
Taco
changed?
Bell was a bad idea last night.
And, of course, we are tortured and led on by our lovely GM, Kaido.
Hello, I'm just sorting the music out because for some reason it went to the next song in the queue. I know I'm playing this from a playlist, but anyway. Yes, so last with our heroes. Aldane, the half-elf paladin. Uh, Seamus, the half-elf bard. Darren, the Genasi rogue, and Felix, the Eladrin painter. You lovely, lovely gents. Uh, went through the headquarters of the Cult of the Tarrasque and had some fun dealing with various creepy things. One of those being, of course, an actual Tarrasque. Uh, and in a rush, you ran out, got ambushed by some members. Still makes me chuckle. Uh, and you had a rough fight. You then found Tarim, who helped you interrogate a cult member. And you decided, with Tarim in tow, to leverage the cultist, believing that they had enough value that you could open up a dialogue with the cultists. And so, thus, Aldane broke off from the group to speak with their leader, Arkan, who seemingly had a connection with Aldane, only to realise the connection was actually that they are family, with Aldane being the uncle to Arkan.
The other way around, Kato.
Yes, sorry, Arkan is the uncle to Aldane. I mean, hey, time travel could come up. I don't know.
Oh god.
Anyway, yes. Aldane is the nephew to Arkan. And yes, Arkan being the leader of or the general of the branch for Cordis. And of course, Aldane is the son of what seems to be the leader of the Claudia Pole branch. During the negotiations, Aldane was requested a letter from Arkan so that they could open up a dialogue with Cordis to potentially work something out so that the cult is contained in one area in exchange for leaving the Turum Tower, amongst other things. Meanwhile, everyone else was trying to think of a way to distract and break or cause as much mayhem as possible against the Cult of the Tarrasque, with the three player characters all being turned invisible, and with Felix's passive outtrace coming in useful. Unfortunately, though, you guys were surprised by a dragon that was actually hiding underneath the floor. Be like that sometimes, though.
Fucking sand dragons.
They're actually they're not even sandy dragons. It's a different type of dragon. It's just that white dragons have actually can burrow underground. But anyway, Aldane left to help his friends in the fight while Arkham would get the letter wrote. And in the end, after a grueling, arduous battle, where eventually Decimator Zaris came in to equalize the fight, you survived. Unfortunately, however, Turin was in a very emotional state, as the majority of their stock and items and everything was picked clean. Most importantly, seems to be a key, which seems to be a seems to be able to unlock a family vault that Turum's mother handed them down. In addition, the horse that you guys had worked with for so long had been taken away to who knows where. Truly, this was a Pyrrhic victory. However, you guys have survived, which, should be what counts. So yes, that's pretty much it. So by now you guys are all outside. Zaris is resting on the floor because he is tired as fuck. Also, you all probably would have noticed, Zaris only has one eye because it did get clawed out during the fight, and the glass bead is just like on the floor, and he's not like gone over to pick it back up yet.
Just before we get started proper, I just want to explain the 220d6 rolls. That was to show what would happen if Felix had Media Swarm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were fucking around with some spells at the end of the session last time.
Just to see how much damage, and that is what Meteor Swarm looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, anyway, so yes, it is middle of the day by now. You guys don't have a cart, so you guys will have to like be careful of your inventory in terms of lugging things around. However, Zaras will offer to carry stuff just because, you guys are most of you guys are quite puny. He didn't say you're puny, but like you can tell that's what he's thinking.
I think I'm fine. I certainly don't have anything telling me I'm over carrying capacity.
I mean, just, if you decide to, like, say, skin dragon parts or whatever. But
I feel like we
regardless,
should, but...
Turum actually does say that it would probably be best if we can take some skin samples, just so then they can examine it at the capital. And whoever wants to make a survival check, actually, let me check Turum's sheet, because I think Turum might be proficient in survival. Where is your sheet, Turum? They're not. But if anyone wants to, with like a dagger, like cut off chunks of skin, you can. If not, Turum is just going to do it on their own.
I'll help.
Okay, so if you want to make a survival check on your own, and Turum will do it themselves as well.
Nat 20.
Wow.
This is a good start.
First roll.
So I'll say this will be like a slow process because like neither of you are exactly skilled in like carving off bits of skin, but you both do very well, and in the end you manage to get about a good few pounds of like different bits of skin. Because the idea is that Turum wants to contrast like the bits of skin that have been altered and the bits of skin that have been normal. And then bits of skin that are like in the middle were partially altered. Just as like a big comparison. And Turum will carry that on their own person for you guys so you don't have to like deal with pounds of skin. Let me actually check. Because it's going to be a while before you get back to town. Just because of, distance. If you want, you can talk amongst yourselves while I do this.
We're going the distance.
So, guys, which
Wrong for
cantrip
speed?
do you think I should learn? Do you think I should learn Eldritch Blast or Toll the Dead? Should I
Is this
start going
in character or out of character, Dylan?
Let's stay out of character for now. Like, Seamus will probably pose this to the group at some point, but like, I kind of want to get the discussion rolling on it now.
Eldritch Blast, probably.
I mean, if you can learn Eldritch Blast, do that.
Mm.
But
Yeah. It's got more
kind of a
range to
really
it, but
it's a really
Toll the
useful
Dead
spell.
has the potential to do more damage, but just like by a little bit.
Out
I
of
would.
character, I'd recommend Eldritch Blast because it's rarely resisted and even
That's what I was
rarely
thinking.
immune.
It's far more useful and versatile.
Okay, I was
Or
actually
damage
gonna
is
ask,
so
like,
rarely resistant.
yeah, I do want to learn at least like Revivify or something along those lines at some
mean-
point.
I mean, you'll eventually get that as part of being a lore bard with your magical secrets.
Yup. Cannot wait.
So yeah,
Because
it'll
then
take.
not only me, but also Aldane, I think, will also get Revivify, right?
Aldane will get it much later than you, just because paladins like take longer to get spells leveled up. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
right. They're mainly
Aldane,
physical.
Aldane will have to hit level 9 before they can eventually cast Revivify.
Mhm.
Correct.
But for
Well-
me, that's at level 6.
Yeah, because of additional magical secret.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, it'll take 12 days for you guys to get back to Cordis. If you guys want to leave now, you can. It's up to you.
Once once Aldane is done with helping Turum skin the dragons, I'm gonna sidle over to him, nudge him, point at Zarus's missing eye, and sort of indicate, go tell him about the eye, maybe. Felix doesn't want to get near him.
Yeah.
Valid.
Let's get Aldane to do everything he can to stay on Zarus' good side.
Do you do
Probably
that
a
then,
good
Aldane?
idea.
I mean,
Yeah.
this isn't even getting Aldane on Zarus' good side. It's just that Aldane at least has had some dialogue with Zarus, whereas Felix is slightly terrified of him at the moment.
So what do you do exactly in regards to his eye?
Clean it off because it fell out onto the ground.
It's
Probably
quite
got blood and grass and dirt on
it's
it.
quite in pristine condition. You can clearly tell it's like some sort of magical eye. How else would they be able to see out of it?
Yeah.
And like, I'm guessing you hold it out.
Yeah, I clean it off real quick and I hold it out to him.
Thank you. I knew where my eye was anyway. Just wanted to rest. And they take it and like cover their face with their hand, and then pull their hands away. And then after a couple of blinks, it looks like that both eyes have been there to begin with the whole time.
That is a magical eye.
This cult needs to be stopped. I'll have to inform the king when we get back. This will definitely have to be brought up at the summit.
Well,
Gotta say, I wasn't expecting you to show up like this, Zarus. This was... We gotta offer you our thanks here.
I was already in the area. Pure coincidence.
Well,
Pure
thank you
luck.
anyway.
You don't need to thank me. I only did what I was expected to do.
Just figured it's great to show gratitude to those who deserve it.
I appreciate it, but it is not needed. If anything, I should give you guys gratitude. After all, if all of those things came at me, I probably would have died. I'm already running on a lack of days rest.
Well, there'll be plenty of time to catch up on sleep on the way back to Cordis.
Indeed.
Do we want
Should
to
we
go-
should we hit the road?
I was gonna say, do you guys want to hit the road now?
yes.
Okay then.
Is Turum gonna come with us, or is he gonna stay behind to kind of rebuild his tower?
Turim's leaving for now. Like, they're not in the mood to stay.
Mhm.
Also, you guys probably might end up worried, like, what they might do. Because they're not in a good mental state.
So we want them to come with us. Is that what you're saying?
Turim's coming regardless anyway, but it'll
Cool.
be good if you brought them along.
All right.
Alright.
Sounds good.
For the purposes of just potential maps, could you give me a marching order going downward? Zarus will be at the back, and Turim will offer to be at the middle.
Hey. No.
Darren will be second in the line.
How's
Alright,
this? Or do people want to move about?
Dang it,
Just
why do I
for-
gotta stand next to Zaris? That's scary. Make Aldane stand next to Zaris.
Zaris wants to keep your rear, just in case you guys have to run away. Because Zaris is willing to, like, hold the line for something.
That tracks.
Also, Dylan, you might have
Uh-huh.
to stand next to Zaris, but at least you don't have his gaze on you the entire time.
Well,
That
Zaris
true.
is tall
He's not
enough.
staring daggers at the back of my neck.
Well, Zaris is tall enough that, like, him looking straight ahead doesn't even, like, catch Felix unless he's actively, like, apart from his, like, peripheral. It's like Felix has no need to fear.
So he's at the back of the group, but he can see all the way past the front because I'm guessing Dayron is pretty short too.
I'd say
What's-
Darren's like about 5'6", 5'7".
Okay, so around average height, but not anywhere close to Zaris' height.
Yeah, because Zaris is. Did I have it on the sheet? If not, I can pretty much remember off the top of my head anyway. Yeah, Zaris is like 6 foot going on to 7 foot.
Oh, Harry Dresden height.
Like Zaris is definitely tall.
Hmm.
You guys kind of have to sometimes crane your neck at some angles. But anyway, as you guys leave off, just do that as you go down. So again, it's gonna take 12 days. So I'm gonna say if all of you could give me 4 perception checks to basically like kind of speed run the watches. Okay.
Perception time.
Yep, and then someone else. Okay. this
Oh,
is
we gotta do
them.
4 perception checks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 in a row.
Okay.
Dayron's going now. Let's like keep all 4 of each of ours together, so take turns.
Yeah, so who's going after again?
I'll go.
This isn't the order of the watches, this is just,
Hmm.
for the sake of
Oh.
compiling
Oh.
an order.
Started off real strong there, Jack.
Hey, at least it didn't go too badly at all.
Let's do...
Attaboy. Doing amazing, Felix.
Oh, fuck. 5, 5, 13, and 9. Gee, Felix is really, like... Would you say, Mill, as the owner of Felix, as the person who is Felix, would you say that would be in character for him? Given the situation?
I would say he's very much on edge, so like his focus is not all
Yeah.
there. So yeah.
You all also don't have carts to, like, rest in and, like,
Yeah.
relax in, so it's, like, yeah, it's a bit hard. Especially since apart from Seamus, none of you have really travelled. Anyway, Turim's Perceptions. Not bad. And Zaros. Oh, fuck.
Nice. Duality,
Zaros
man.
Zaros actually falls asleep during his watch at one point then.
Twice.
Oh, no!
He does it twice.
Alright, I'm gonna have to throw in a complication.
I think it'd
Damn
be
it.
really funny if Aldane always
Uh,
took the watch right after Zaris, so he has to like wake him up.
Okay then,
How about we say that I'm awake during Zaris's watches, and part of the reason why I'm so distracted is that I'm wondering whether to actually like
that's good.
wake him
Wake
up.
him up.
Right, you're lucky. I said low. I decided it was going to be a low if something bad would happen. You're lucky you got a 76 on the D100. So
Right.
yeah, Zaris falls asleep a couple of times. You can really tell Zaris is fucked. Because yeah, out of character, they're actually running on 2 days of exhaustion.
Jesus.
Zaris booked it, and also Zaris was partially injured by the time like he got to you guys, because he was just in a fight. So you didn't even get to see Zaris at like peak physical condition.
Oh my god.
Telling you, Aldane, you should have challenged him now. You would have won.
Zaris would have just declined anyway.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to try and court his daughter properly and then like challenge him, then he has to be in best condition, because otherwise it's not fair.
Otherwise, it defeats the purpose.
Yeah, and I feel like
Otherwise, there's no fun.
Aldane's also too honourable, I feel like, to do that. But yes, so I'm going to move you guys to your favourite map, a map that's always been good to you guys.
Oh boy.
Oh
very
god,
beginning.
I know what you're talking about, and I don't want to see it.
The split.
Fucking damn it! Hey, we don't have a horse though.
Yeah, that was. I forgot. Oh, yeah.
Oh
I
no,
forgot.
our doppelgangers.
You guys see the image of you guys, like, all innocent, freshly faced when you left to deal with the cult of Tarrasque.
I wasn't exactly freshly faced.
The joke.
The
because
first
you
time
guys-
we were there.
Well, one thing I did forget to drop in.
Me to the edge. All my friends are dead.
Because this was on the GM layer, because I forgot to bring it back in. Insight. You also see someone you've seen once before.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Dyron.
This is so. I'm putting you guys at the top just for the sakes of like eventually.
Hide isolation
coming
right now.
down.
Hide isolation right now.
Give me perception checks, all of you. This is sight based, so Darren does have advantage.
Oh yeah.
Time for some perception. Aha!
That one is Zaris's check,
Oh, thank God, I got a 24.
and I'm gonna do one for Tarim.
Ooh, nat 20.
During the days as well you've been traveling with Tarim, their shape has changed very considerably across the days. Sometimes they're like taller than Felix. Sometimes like even really short, like dwarf height. But that's just for flavour. Anyway, so as you guys see across, everyone apart from Zaris, which is fine, because, you know, you all beat the bear DC, which is 15. You all see a man clad in black armour.
Knew it.
I
Wielding.
throw isolation into a bag of holding.
Wielding a great sword with one hand.
Oh, fuck. Fuck
And
nuggets.
this, as you can tell, this is the Black Knight. Everyone knows and loves him.
We
And they
loved
are-
him before you gave us a weapon that would cause him to attack us immediately.
Their blade is just caked in blood. And they're just stood there, looking off into the distance.
He's
Not
just standing there, menacingly.
He's just staring off like in a southeasterly direction.
Can
I wanna
we
make it
please
very
like
clear that as soon as
replay
I see
Monty
you,
Python the
I'm
Holy
not-
Grail here?
I am eating isolation into the bag of holding.
Yeah, that's fine. So isolation is in the bag.
Okay, good.
Give me stealth checks. This is more to just like if you want to like not have your presence immediately spotted. You don't have to because like you're out in the open anyway. Turim's gonna.
My stealth is utter garbage.
Turim's
How did I
struggled
roll
then.
better than? How did I roll better than Kairos?
Zaris isn't bothering to
I rolled a
stealth
4 and a
because-
3.
So yeah,
Fucking
you all.
hell.
Apart from Seamus, all of you are too disturbed to like be able to make a good attempt at stealth.
Seamus has ice in his veins.
But otherwise,
He's seen
you
too much
guys-
shit.
It's probably quite noticeable. Like you would probably all make a noise, which then leads to the Black Knight just slowly turning in your direction. And even amongst the helmet, you don't see any sort of like hints of what could be under the helmet. And they just stare directly at you guys.
I wonder if he's a Warforged.
Thing.
Out of character, of course. I'm saying.
I mean,
this.
if you want to check to get an idea of if that's the case, give me insight based on their body language.
It's all about body language.
I don't know if that's good enough.
15, from your ponderings, it's possible there might be a construct. Their movements are somewhat unnatural. Like, there's a bit of uncanny valley to it. It's like something is trying to look normal.
Too bad none of us has met Brick yet, so we wouldn't have any kind of model to go off of,
And
or
the
like
Black-
any.
Because like when the
comparison.
Black Knight's looking at you guys, they're not turning their body exactly. Like they're only looking at you from like a half angle,
Hmm.
and they're just staring at you guys. And eventually, they just continue to walk along, and they're just dragging their sword across the floor, and it's just making this like line across. They go along, and along, and along, and along until they are off screen. Good work. You narrowly avoided a potential fight with the Black Knight.
Which would have been most likely a TPK.
Run.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know. We would have had a long rest by this point, and we have Zaris and
Yeah.
Turum with us, so it would have been an even fight.
You guys do have all your resources back. You would have slept since then. Yeah, so you're fresh. Still, not a fun fight. Regardless.
Not when we won anyway, because apparently he's on our side. So
See? Says who?
that's true.
As you guys walk along though after that fun, Zaris just actually says, "I've seen him fight before."
And
I'd say, honestly, if the Black Knight ever has to throw away their shield to wield their greatsword two-handed, you're probably already going to be dead.
Good to know.
how do you think you'd stack up against him, Zaris?
I'd probably die. From what
Really?
From what I've seen him in fighting, I'd argue Rua's dad is probably stronger than him.
So,
Oh shit!
as I
just had
said,
a thought. I just had a thought.
TPK.
Out of character, I just want to throw this out there as a possibility. What if, because my insight check said that he was moving slightly unnaturally, what if he is a reanimated corpse of some kind?
Okay.
And to be stronger than Rua's dad, that
I mean-
narrows down the possibilities of which corpse it could be.
I mean, if you wanted to, Aldane, actually no, it would have happened too late. But next time you meet him, Aldane, you could do Divine Sense to see if he has a undead presence about him, or if he's celestial or even fiendish.
Oh, I can't do that right now?
Well, he's already gone.
Oh, okay.
Something to
Damn,
keep
I
in the
didn't know
back of-
Aldane could do that. I would have had.
Yeah,
Damn. Okay.
So I think paladins can get.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, and Zaris just says, yeah, well, Rua's dad was able to beat me in a fight when we first met, and he wasn't wielding a weapon. I know Rua's dad is quite terrifying, though. If he has a sword in his hands, he can do some crazy stuff.
No wonder Rua's badass at what? You said he was like a level 2 monk?
He's only level 2 monk, which is, like, very weak.
Yeah, but he still kicks ass and fights.
Yeah. Regardless, though, as you guys continue along and make your merry way through the familiar area you guys know and love. I mean, I say you know and love, but you might hate it.
This bit is fine. We've not really had any problems past the crossroads.
Better
As
knock
you-
on wood.
I assume you take your weapon back out, Daron.
Yeah.
But each time you've passed the crossroads, you do feel like a slight ping from isolation, as if it recognizes the location. But it's like a brief fleeting moment, to the point where it's like you could miss it if you were barely paying attention. Regardless, though, you eventually make it back to the lovely, lovely city of Centralis. Let me change the music because I didn't realize this was so grim.
I mean, we're in a grim sort of mood.
You guys had a pretty nasty fight, and like
You could say we're on some rather grim adventures.
God damn it!
If only Billy and
Ah.
Mandy was there.
I love that show though.
Good show.
Show was a masterpiece.
Honestly, a lot of that era had a lot of really good cartoons.
Oh yeah. I think the cartoons of that age are why so many of our generation are into anime now.
Yeah,
Could be.
because I mean, Bill and
A lot
Billy
of them were anime influenced, especially stuff like Teen Titans.
yeah.
Well, not even just that, but we got used to the fact that animated stories can still have like adult topics in them.
And also
Yeah.
some really dark and messed up shit.
Yeah, exactly. So we got into anime that way, I think. That's my theory on it, at least.
Speaking of dark and messed up shit, I mean, not really. It's all quite peaceful in Centralis. Once you guys reach the gates, Zaris does break off from you guys to speak with a guard about what's happened.
Is it a guard we recognize?
You've probably maybe seen him once or twice as he passed in and out of the city. The problem is it's hard recognizing every face of every guard.
Well, it's more meaning, is it one of the lower tier guards that we know?
I mean, yeah, because they're the ones who... They do have the biggest numbers, mostly because a lot of the time they're the ones who are... Each of the districts have their own different places they manage. The lower districts actually manage, immigration and, people coming in and out. Meanwhile, the middle tier district handles imports. And then the higher tier typically manages more, looking after visitors who are, political people who, need to be, given, bodyguards and stuff. But anyway, so yes, you part ways with Zaris. What are you planning to do now that you're back in the city? Are you going to head straight to Kuro?
Yes.
I nearly said Kurim. Turim does actually follow along with you guys to Kuro's place. And eventually, you manage to get to Kuro's office. Currently, Kuro is in, and they are just currently writing in a book, it looks like. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So as you guys enter, Kuro just looks at you guys and says, "Ah, you're all back. I see. I hope you've all been doing well.
Not especially.
Do you want to shut the door and tell me about it?" And I'm assuming you tell Kuro everything that's happened.
Yes.
After you inform him of what's happened, Kuro just puts her hands to the mouth and just in thought and just says, "I'm thinking we don't tell Rua about their parents."
Well, we don't really know anything yet. Not for sure, at least. So, if there's nothing to report, why say anything?
That's the thing, and from what I've heard from Rua, the summit isn't too far ahead.
So we don't want to distract him right now.
Nope. I will inform him about the Cult of the Tarask and their place, where they were, and I will definitely make sure to organise sending guards out to some areas that aren't really looked at properly. But I can only apologise about the horse. We will endeavour to get you a sufficient replacement.
There's no one to replace the MVP. There's no way to do it.
MVP is
But we'll take whatever
replacement.
consolation we can get.
Speaking of consolation, in light of your current efforts, I was looking at giving you guys a bit of a break.
Yes, please.
That would be appreciated.
I intend to give you lovely, lovely people 3 weeks at most. Mostly just because we might need you anyway, and I feel like 3 weeks is is long enough for you guys to, you know, try and relax. If you want, you can always use the ticket for the Blue Sands Resort. He gestures to you, Daron.
Daron not very quietly.
Yes. It will take a week to get to the Sands Resort, and then, of course, the resort itself gives you a week break, so you'll have effectively 5 weeks of holiday. I hope you can enjoy and manage that time effectively. And of course, you are free to invite people to go along. Unfortunately, I can't come as I am currently busy managing the guard. But of course, you are free to ask other people. By the way, again, have you exactly decided who you want to invite to the resort? If you do,
I was gonna leave that up to the party. I think my decision is that we'll decide together as a group. Like, I want it to be narratively the most interesting group, so.
So the people that will accept is Guy, Cami, Prody, Sora, and Oriana. Although you could invite someone else that isn't explicitly listed on there. Those are just the 5 most prominent NPCs I thought I should mention.
I think we should invite Guy. I think that'd be fun. Plus, he might. He's what's his class again? Isn't he a warlock or?
He's a wizard.
Wizard.
He's a wizard. So he could teach me Eldritch Blast potentially.
He couldn't, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Only warlocks have access to Eldritch Blast.
Oh, warlocks. Okay. Okay. Then I can ask him if he knows anybody at least.
Yeah, definitely.
If he's in the magic community.
So, Guy is looking to be invited. Who else would you consider bringing along?
Oriana, so Aldane can put the schmooves on.
I don't like the way you said that.
What do the rest of you guys think?
Honestly, I think Guy deserves the time off. Like, he seems like he's been really stressed.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think, Felix and Daron?
I mean, I'm happy with Guy and Oriana.
Daron, any input?
Again?
Hold on, I'm trying to think of how I want to say this.
Okay.
Daron just leaves the tickets with you guys and then walks away.
Take that as a yes.
What's wrong with Daron? Kuro just
I
says,
don't
like,
know. Someone should probably talk to him.
I mean, knowing this office, they'll probably bump into someone as they try to leave. And as that happens, I'm going to make a roll. For some reason, I didn't decide to include the D&D dice roller because I'm cringe.
Please be Cammy.
So, Daron, as you try to walk out, you turn the corner to get to the exit, and you bump into someone. You have to crane
Acrobatics did not bump into.
What's that?
Am I physically running into them or like?
It's more just that you and this person have met the corner. Like as you're trying to both turn, you've not noticed each other. It's not like a big bump. It's just slight stumble. And as you look up, you actually see Jade.
Hello, Jade.
Hey, Daron. Are you okay? You seem pensive.
A lot's happened.
Do you want to talk about it? I'm actually heading on break soon.
Not really. I have a lot of work to do. Lots of things I need to make sure get caught up on more since I've been away.
Okay then. If you ever need to talk though.
I'll
Just
take you on that, Jade. And
yes. So if we cut back to the others, Kuro has actually laid out a map. Pretty much, the map that you can see. So with the we've actually been doing some thought and like exploration about a certain someone that we're trying to look for. Someone who's related to a certain king of this country. And we have actually found a lead or two.
So, question: are we supposed to be using this dodgy language when talking about this, or can we speak
It's-
plainly?
It's more that I don't want anyone other than myself or Guy, outside of you guys, of
Mhm.
course, to know. We
Okay.
can talk about exactly what it is. I just don't want to mention who this involves.
Well
Should
then,
I still need to deliver this letter to Rua, so
Oh yes, if you want, you can leave that with me. I was actually planning on visiting him anyway, not later on anyway.
I can go with you.
Sounds
I think it's important that I am there.
sounds good. Regardless, though,
and
for now, actually, Aldane, if you wouldn't mind, would you be able to keep that your parentage under wraps with some of the people?
Under
Only-
wraps?
Not. Rua will have to find out, but I mean like.
Oh, I'm
don't
not going to talk about it openly or anything.
Excellent. It's only just because I worry for your sake and your family's sake. You being a half elf is already awkward enough from what I've heard. Not your fault, of course. You can't choose how you're born. No one can. But I just don't want to draw unnecessary attention to you, is all.
That's fair. And I understand.
Anyway, speaking of the group, this person we're looking for, apparently, he has been found actually in the capital fairly recently. Someone matching his description, at least, was seen purchasing some exports of various, like, food crates and bringing it to wherever they live. However, they had been lost sight of. Unfortunately, the people I know in Tenoyama managed to lose him amongst the crowd.
mm,
But from what it looks like, they live in Tenoyama.
oh great, I get to see if my exile still holds.
I mean, didn't you get a letter from Sora that would give you protection?
Well, yeah, but I get to
Also-
see if that works finally. So we'll see.
Also, just speak to my brother. He can supersede any stupid bullshit the Four Clans do.
Oh, I did forget about that. It'll be good to see him again after all these years too.
My brother actually asked about you recently, and all of you guys.
Oh,
I make sure to keep my brother informed of what happens, and he's actually looking forward to meeting you guys at the neutral point.
Oh, nice.
In
Yeah.
fact, he was actually looking at you, Felix.
What?
He was actually he was actually interested in getting a painting done of himself, with you as the artist.
Felix starts vibrating with excitement.
This could effectively fast track your fame in a big way, since you've done the King of Centralis, the leader of Tenoyama, soon.
Seamus just gives him a clap on the back. Dude, that's so huge. Good for you, man.
I will say, I apologize in advance if my brother upsets any of you. He can get very passionate.
Think nothing of it. He's a hardcore guy, but he's nice at heart.
Definitely. It's just, I mean, you might get on with him, Felix, because he does detest Black Rain.
uh,
Anyway, if that's it, I mean words. Me, Kaito, I'm fucking idiot today. Anyway, Hiro just like claps hands and just says, "If you need anything of me in the time that you have off, just let me know. if you need to bring anyone.
Sorry, I cut out for a second. Oh, I missed some stuff. What happened?
So Kuro's just basically saying if unless there's anything else you need to like talk about or bring up, Kuro's going to head to Rua.
Out
with
of
you,
character,
Cross and
did we
Toe.
tell him about Rua's parents? Out of character?
If you brought him in the loop completely, then he would have known.
I mean, I assume
Also,
we
you
gave
guys-
him the book as well.
Yeah, Kuro would have taken the book to like look over and like he would bring up passages.
Mhm.
He'd try to omit the ones about Rua's family just to not bring him any undue stress or worries.
Good. So I just wanted to make sure I didn't have to like try to have a word in private with him to convince him to keep that stuff from Rua.
Tarim is also going to be working with Kuro and a lot of the higher ups about seeing what they can do to potentially even reverse the mutation with the Tarask
Ooh.
to see if they can
That'd be
save
good.
people from it. If not, then he will look to organizing an antidote.
Hmm.
But regardless, so I'd say
Before we leave, I give Turin back both of the wands.
yes, Tarim actually does ask to reclaim the stuff you've borrowed.
Give him
Oh
back
yeah,
the
I give
DOS
him back
root.
the +2 shield.
So guys, so all of that equipment is now gone from your list. If you do want to buy any of it, you can. It's just that like Turim, that'll be the last bit you get from Turim for a while because they have nothing to really
Oh,
offer.
he gave me the armor.
The
Would I be able to
Dossler-
offer to? You know, it looks like he gave me the armor.
Didn't you buy
How
the
much
armor?
is the +2 shield?
Oh, I did.
Plus 2 shield. Why do I not have the magic? Magic items, magic items. Let me see your prices. Also, I also need that website up. So I need to actually check. So plus 2
For
shield,
half a
right?
second, I thought you were that term was using that as an actual incantation.
No.
When
Would
did I
have
get
been funny
boots
as
of the
hell.
winter?
What's that? What's that again?
When did I get boots of the Winterland?
Oh, that was at the festival, wasn't it? But that
That's
was
right.
yes. So, let me just check. Plus 2 shield is a rare magical item, which means it's at least 500 gold. Turim is willing to sell that at 650 gold, just because of what you've done for Turim.
Which one's this for?
The plus 2 shield.
Oh, okay.
How much is the wand of lightning bolt? Just out of curiosity.
Of course, now you're asking me. Wand of the lightning bolt is. That's a rare item.
Hmm.
So for that, Turim is going to sell that at 800 gold.
Wait, really? Wow. Okay, that's less than I thought it would be.
Turim doesn't really have much to bargain with, considering that they don't really have a home right now that's like they can use.
Oh, I'll take that then.
Alright, so how much for the +2 shield?
650 gold.
Yeah, I can eat that price.
So,
Alright.
with that,
And
in
hey,
order-
this is benefiting Term too because it's giving him some money to work with.
Turim is actually getting supplied an apartment. However, it will be in the higher tier district, so if you need them, you'd have to look there.
Well, again, he's getting some money to work with now.
So, do you want to cut to the downtime now then?
Sure.
Right. So, what is everyone doing in their downtime? I will start with Felix.
When are we going to the whatchamacallit? Blue Sands Resort, yeah.
Let me break out the calendar actually, because yeah. So it'll be, unless you guys want to like leave before the downtime ends, You guys have 3 weeks to play with. So at this point, it would be. So you left. Not going for the festival. So it'll be the equivalent of the 19th of July. So that would be when the downtime ends. So yeah.
All right, could you put on the training montage music because that's important for this.
So yeah, what do you want to do, Felix?
So week 1 is just relaxation.
Yeah. All right then. So relaxation. Relaxation can require a week. Yep. So, yep, that's all fine. So, what are you doing on the second and third weeks?
I am going to start basically selling paintings.
Oh, okay then. So, give me 4 painters checks.
Okay.
This doesn't necessarily mean 4 paintings. This is just like
Yeah.
because it would be I'd say 2 painters checks per week. So because you're spending 2 weeks doing this.
Get some good rolls in there, dude.
So overall, you do fairly decent. You definitely peaked at the beginning of the first. Definitely peak at the first half of the first week that you like spend your time on, but otherwise you do make a nice tidy income. You do actually get a decent crowd, and eventually, like on the second week, you actually get people watching you, and like even just like donating bits of money to you. All in all, regardless of how much you sell for, you make. Oh, you actually got over a 15. So that means you will get. Oh, you actually hit max.
Awesome.
So you actually get 100 gold in total just from like donations.
And I'm going to spend at least some of that on replenishing my spare ink. So,
And you're just solely painting, right?
yes.
Okay. So during this time, you do get a few people who are watching what you do, and you actually meet a very familiar fire genasi.
Oh.
The fire genasi you spoke to during the summer festival, who recognised you.
Oh no.
As he just says, "Oh, Felix! Hey, how's it going, man? I see you continuing your painting. Excellent work, bro.
Thank you.
You know what? I actually, I plan on sending a letter to your dad. If you want, you could write something so we could send it together. I'm sure he'd be tickled pink to know that a student of his and his son were in Centralis."
I just sent him a letter, so I don't think it's. I don't think I need.
Deception.
I know. You know what? I'm gonna use my inspiration on this.
double one, double one, double net one, double net one, double net one. Come on,
Please.
come on, come on.
Oh fuck!
So we got a 15.
Yeah.
He just says, "What's wrong, Felix? Don't you like your dad?"
Ooh.
We didn't part on
Did.
the best of ways.
You just-
And I'd like to give each other some time to calm down.
I know it is. My dad's a fucking prick. I mean, hey, if you don't like your dad, fair enough. I won't push the issue. I'd still love to be friends with you, though. You seem like a really cool guy.
Thank you.
You're clearly talented.
I
Hey,
wish,
after that,
I wish he
hey,
thought the
after
same
that-
way.
After that, if you want, maybe we could go grab a bite to eat. I know a really good ramen place.
Sure.
Sweet. It's a date. Well, a meet up, you know.
Hmm.
I don't want to imply anything. Anyway, I'll see you later. And they just pat you on the back and see you off.
Oh, what a waste of inspiration.
Felix
No,
got a
no.
boyfriend.
No, it's good. I'm glad. I'm
Pretty sure Felix is very clearly ace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Felix is paint sexual. Anyway,
Is it true? Is it true, Mill?
I don't want to say
Yeah,
anything that
I'm
might
pissed.
break terms of service.
so
I'm
yeah.
pansexual. I like to fuck pans.
Otherwise, though, you continue your day and your rest of the 2 weeks relatively unbothered. And you have
Oh,
a very nice
bother.
bowl of ramen from your fire genasi mate.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we're going to do Aldane.
Oh boy, oh boy.
What are you doing in your weeks?
Well, I'm going to spend 2 weeks doing investigation training.
So, with Cami, you finally have mastered the ability to be proficient in investigation.
Hold on, let me see how long I have. Oh, I've only trained for 6 weeks.
Oh.
I need 4 weeks.
Well, you can spend the rest of it if you wanted. Like, all of it.
Well, no, I 4 weeks left, and we only have 3 weeks of downtime.
Fair.
But I'm going to spend 2 weeks right now training it.
So during the downtime, Cami is quite a little bit irritable, you notice. She still never speaks to you, but she seems to be a bit more impatient and a bit more like annoyed whenever you make even slight mistakes.
Let's insight.
Yeah, go for it.
That did fuck all.
She's annoyed. From what you can tell from the slight body language you can gather, it doesn't help that this month is Pludral, which is basically the month for scale-born people. So like lizard folk, kobolds, dragonborns, and dragons. From what you can tell, she might be missing home.
During training at one point, I asked her if there's something wrong and if she needs to just talk or anything.
Good luck.
She just stares at you for like 10 whole seconds. In fact, it's so quiet you can hear a pin drop.
If you don't want to talk, you don't have to, but,
She just shakes her head and just says that... Well, she doesn't say, she just gives you a small smile, actually. And then just points at the work that you need to be doing.
alright, I get the hint.
As you do get lost in your work, though, give me a perception check.
Haha!
You actually hear her speak.
What?
As basically during some of the times that you do training, she does sometimes leave the room, presumably to like, because she does come back with like trays of food and drink. And she leaves the room to like, you know, go on a bit of a break. You do hear her saying, "That boy." And that's all you hear. But it seems to be in a quite a warm tone. And now that you've heard her true voice, you take that much in thunder damage.
Wait, seriously?
No,
No, you'd be
I'm-
taking 495 damage. You would be dead 100 times over.
I'm joking.
I
You,
was literally disintegrated.
you don't really. That's a joke.
10d100 damage. I would love to see an attack that would ever do that much.
To be honest, that was
I think
actually a
meteor
really bad
form was that
roll.
much.
Yeah, one of the D100s was an 8, and another 2 were 28s.
It's like real
And then the
bad
two of them
roll.
were in the fucking 90s.
But anyway, yeah. So, but otherwise, you continue fairly well. What you did in the last week?
I just go around town, relax, do a little bit of what's the word for it?
Gonna carouse?
Sure, why not?
Gonna
Really?
frolic a little bit, maybe.
Just going around town doing guard stuff and occasionally just helping people out here and there.
If you are, give me 2 persuasion checks. No, charisma, just straight charisma.
I was gonna say, I have a huge ass bonus persuasion.
It's more just with general charisma because this is just you socially interacting with people.
What the fuck?
So it's for some reason it doesn't probably help the fact that in your mind you're realizing that oh yeah, Oriana's supposed to be coming with you guys,
Oh boy.
and the thoughts of her possibly being in a in warm beach wear is making the nose run a little bit with blood. I'm joking. It's up to you how Aldane might feel, but you know.
On the
Very
inside,
nervous.
I can definitely...
Very, very, very nervous.
During the time, actually, like, you accidentally called this, like, random old woman who you're supposed to be helping Oriana. And she's like, who is Oriana?
Oh, sorry. I'm distracted. I'm sorry.
For today. And yeah, otherwise, though, it continues fine. You do struggle to, like, make a contact or, like, friends with anyone just with that role. But thankfully, it is like with your bonuses, I'd say you wouldn't have any like enemies or anyone who dislikes you.
Does
Just
he
being a
end
bit
up?
awkward and
Yeah.
How-
Seamus,
How low would he have had to roll to end up in jail?
he wouldn't have ended up in jail. He just would have probably made a negative like interaction.
and piss
Which would have
someone
had
off.
its own. Yeah. Otherwise, though, Seamus now.
So, you said it would only take me a day to find a teacher for Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, like you could talk to like Guy or like